Looks like you nasty. So.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, you gotta go and keep that.
Hey, it's like, yeah, can you get that for me, brother? Sir?
Everybody know how to pack that out?
Well,
Hey, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh a thumb to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shemwan thumb Bashim Yahweh to the sisters. We're at ISUPK started on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohanan. You understand, since 1969, we teach you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. You understand? This is the California Saturday Sabbath service. You understand? And we'll be getting started in a couple minutes, all right? Bear with me 1 second and make sure we up and running, make sure we live, we good to go. And we're going to set this thing off, all right? Give me 1 second. Is this on? Just like solid. All right, we got everything up and running, technical issues all out the way. You understand? We're going to go ahead and kick off this Sabbath service, all right?
all right. We got Preacher Ball in the house. Get the Most High hand for another Sabbath day. You understand? So we're going to get it in. Today we're going to go over the dietary laws. We're going to do it in sections. We're going to do the first 8 verses. We're going to do the first 8 verses. But first and foremost, I want to say Aimad, which means to stand, just the brothers up here, me and Shabal. All right? I'm going to have you blow this. Just give it your best.
One more time.
Yeah, do it
One
then.
shot.
That's all right. I'm gonna give it one. So what you do is, it's not a, and it is a technique to it. It takes a minute. It's like a, so it's like, right? And so you're gonna do it a few times. It's like if y'all two brothers can get that. Huh? They gonna have to slide it. So during the Sabbath service. It's more so of a, protocol and procedure class where it's very important for you to attend this class. You understand? It's very important for you to participate. If you're not slaving, you know what I mean, or you're just at the house chilling, hey man, you should get up and get to the Sabbath service. This ain't Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. It's a Sabbath service.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not my holy day.
Right.
It's the Lord's holy day.
Right.
So, I mean, it's very important. So what we're going to do is we're going to call the youngest man up. Trev. We're going to call up brother. Bring those 2 swords with you too, right? Both stuff. Two swords with you. Oh no, come right here. Slide it. I want to make sure that's fixed. Out with this. There you go. So come right here, Trevor. So go and imagine. Go imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Right. Young man Trev.
Young man Trev.
Bun, you Judah, right?
Come.
Bun Yehuda.
Ban Yehuda.
Bun Yasharala.
Ban Yasharala.
All right, and we're going to cross swords to confirm and agree that you are who you say you are. Everybody understand that? That he's the Israelite of the son of Judah. You know what I mean? You're going to do that with every brother that comes up. So we're going to repeat it back to him. We're going to say, young man Trev, Bun Yehuda, Bun Yasharala. So we'll say it together. Young man Trev, Bun Yehuda, Bun Yasharala.
Shalom Yahaba Hashem Yahab Shabrakta.
Yahweh Hashem Shabbat. All right, you'll come up to your right. And you just put the sword there. It's your right, right? All right. So Slide kid. Go ahead and blow that one more time for me. Give it a go. No sweat. All right, we got the wine poured in here. You're gonna have to. So, Sar, face me. Take what you. Okay. There you go. Sar, and then you hold it out. But now, me and Priest Shabbat will be in Barak, and you say,
La Yasharala.
Most High in Christ. Go remember it. Most High in Christ. Give this a blow. Sorry. Alright, sorry. Alright, Amadim Kinyan Kudum, which means arise and face the east. Everybody needs to stand and face the east. It's like, can someone turn the air on? Alright, so everybody's standing and face the east. I'm gonna say the prayers in Hebrew, and then Priest Shabbat will pray them in English. All right. Abanaw, Bashamayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemkash, Yahweh. It's like Malak with Ka, Baba'ah, Atazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baal Zawat. Hayat, Bashamayim, Lelanau, Come, One, Basalak now, Wabwak now, Basalak now, Wabwak now, Wala'ah, Abiyah now, the Messiah one, Abal, Awashai now, Mayan, Rod, Kayat, Lakah, Malakwa, Ha'ala, the power of Aluminium, Amen.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
This is the power or Hakat. What? Yahweh, Hashem, Yahawashi, Babakushah, Lelanau, Hakat, Larapa'ah, Paul, Makalat, Wakal, Madawah, Hakat, Latahar, Ha, Matazarayim, Hakat, Laquayim, Hamathium, Hakat, Isle, Rakawat, Hatamalu, Lagarashan, Bahasham, Hawashai, Water, Aman.
Power in English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it.
Psalms 121. Asha'ah, Ayimya, Al, Haharyim, Ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Ratazah, Abithaim, Mabawat, Galka, Al, Menawim, Shemarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Zarka, Ayat, Yimka, Yawamum, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarach, Balayala, Yahweh, Hashamarka, Makol, Rai, Hashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Hashamar, Tazafka, Wa'aka, Ma'ida, Wa'id, Aywalam.
Psalm 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes, unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot, to be moved. He that keepeth thee, will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel, shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade. Upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee. By day nor by the Salakia. The sun shall not smite thee. By day. Nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee. From all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore.
Psalms 83. Alahayim, Al, Yalaka, Al, Karash, All, Hayah, Hana, Awayabika, Yahama, Yawan, Ash, Isle, Imaka, Ayamwa, Sawada, Wayada, Yai Tazawa, Isle, Zapawinika, Marwa, Lakawa, Manakakidum, Magoya, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Shum, Yasharala, Iwada, Kaya, Noa'ai Tazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Waya, Yakarathwa, Alaya, Adawam, Wa, Ashmaelium, Mawa'aba, Mahagarium, Mabal, Imawan, Imalak, Halasha, I'm Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gum, Ashawar, Yalawa, Aimun, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labunya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabyan, Wanakal, Kwayashwan, Ashamadwa, Bayan, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, Laduma, Shayadumwa, Nada, Yab, Bawa, Harab, Kaza'aba, Kazabak, Katazar, Manai, Kal, Asayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Irashah, Lanawa, Nawa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayadumwa, Kagargala, Kakwash, Lapunya, Ka, Ka'ash, Ira, Yaira, Wa, Kalahaba, Kalahat, Harayam, Kun, Radatma, Iraka, Wabasa, Wapatka, Bahlam, Ala'ah, Yaham, Walawan, Waya, Wakwashwa, Shemka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Waya, Wahalwa, Adiyai, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Iowa, Kaya, Atha, Shemka, Yahweh, Labadka, Al-Yawan, Al, Paul, Al-Ratzah.
Psalm 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O God.
O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O God.
O God.
For lo,
lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
thy enemies make tumult,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up their heads.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted
and consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Israel
and the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal and Ammon,
Gabal and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
Assur is also joined with them.
They have opened the children of Lot.
They have opened the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them,
Do unto them,
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the book of Kisan,
as the brook of Kisan,
which perished at indoors.
perished at indoors.
They became as dung for the earth.
They become as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like Oreb,
and like Zeid.
and like Zeid.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes as Zabah,
all the princes of Sabbath,
and as Zalmunna,
and as Amunah,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
Let us take to ourselves
the houses of God in possession.
the house of God in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth a wood,
as the fire burneth in wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains
and as the flames set the
on
mountains
fire.
on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempests,
with thy tempests,
and make them afraid
and make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy
O
name.
Lord,
O Lord,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the Most High,
art the Most High,
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
Remember the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahushai.
Wa Yahushai.
Wa Me'aka Allah.
Wa Me'aka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Azab Ya'ah.
Azab Ya'ah.
Alawak Yahana.
Alawak Yahana.
Alawapyim.
Alawapyim.
Asaranyim.
Asaranyim.
Hakwatazayanyim.
Hakwatazayanyim.
Hakayayayim.
Hakayayayim.
Ha'akwatyim.
Ha'akwatyim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahasham.
Bahasham.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Wada.
Wada.
Amen.
Amen.
Blessings in English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushai.
And Yahushai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commander General Yohana.
Commander General Yohana.
The generals.
The generals.
Captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, sorry. Everybody may be seated. It's cold. Y'all can turn the air off. What is the air on? 30? Right, is this right here? It's cold. I can't make up my mind. I get hot up here. It's like that's what I get. All right, so we're gonna go over Leviticus. How you in Hebrew? I got you. No sweat. We're gonna get there though, right?
Right.
That's right. That's right. Get our brother hand. Right. That's why it's very important that. Okay, when does the Sabbath start? Oh, I ain't doing my job. When does the Sabbath start? Y'all, the Sabbath. When does Sabbath start? Give him a hand, yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely right. But when does this? That's the Sabbath service. But when does the Sabbath start? Go ahead.
That'd be Friday evening.
Friday evening. You understand? Friday evening is when the Sabbath starts. What class is Friday evening? Go ahead. All right, go ahead, sis. The Lashawan, give her a hand. The Lashawan Kodash class. Lashawan Kodash means what? The holy tongue, right? So when you go to the Hebrew class, Hebrew language class, it's to, better your Hebrew, of course, obviously, but it also helps you prepare for the Sabbath service. Because when you come into the Sabbath service as a young brother, you're going to get called up here and you're going to have to read 7 verses in Hebrew. So you got to practice reading the Hebrew. You got to practice studying Hebrew. Like, how'd you learn English? Who remember kindergarten? Everybody remember kindergarten. How do you learn your ABCs? Y'all should be like,
right
on this one. A, B, 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 C, etc. Right? You do that. You do the same thing with A, Ba, and Ga, and all the way down to Tha. Them brothers know the Hebrew alphabet. How old are they? How old are your sons? What's your part?
8.
8.
7.
Good night.
That's what's up.
8 and 7.
Old nine first.
I didn't learn the Hebrew alphabet till I was about, early 20s. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, but that's a sign that we in the end, man, the children know the truth. You know what I mean? So that's a beautiful thing. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go over, also go on Amazon, go on eBay, and get you a Hebrew Bible. Look, I got mine. When I first got mine, I was like, what? What is this? But you, like with anything, you wanna, give it time and practice, because practice makes perfect. It's the saying. You know what I mean? You wanted to say something?
Right. Also, if I could, for those that might not be able to get a Hebrew Bible at the time, if you download the Blue Letter Bible on your app, you understand they have the Hebrew translation on the Blue Letter Bible app as well, and you can set it up to where you understand you got the Hebrew on one side and the English on the other side, and you can practice like that also.
Right. Excellent. And then also going forward, maybe the next week or two, I'm gonna give everybody a copy of the prayers we do, so you can say them at home. That's in the scriptures how when you pray in the Hebrew, it's more powerful. Y'all know that scripture, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's in the prologue of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus. It talks about the things uttered in Hebrew are more powerful than in any other language. You understand? Because what language what's the language of the heavens? Greek?
Ancient Hebrew.
Ancient Hebrew, that's right. So I'm gonna read Leviticus 1:11 and 1. We're gonna touch over the dietary law. We're gonna touch on that. So I'm gonna read the first 7 verses. Wayadabar Yahweh al Mashah wa Aharon la Amar Alahim Dabarwa al Banyam Yasharala la Amar Sa'at Hakaya Asherah Taza Kalwa Makal Habama Asherah Al Harataza Kal Maparasath Parasa Washa Sa'ai. It's like Shasai Parasath Ma'ila Gara Baba Ma Atha Tha'akawa Ak Za La'a Tha'akawa Mama Alia Hagara Wa Mama Pasya Ha Parasa Ath Hagamal Kaya Ma'ila Gara Hawa'a Waparasa Ayananwa Waparas, it's like Waparas Yas Tama'a Hawa'a Lakam Wa'ath Hashapan Kaya Ma'ila Gara, or it's like Gara Hawa'a Waparasa La'a Yapara Yas Tama'a Hawa'a Lakam. Wa'ath ha'a runba kaya ma'ailath gara hawa'a wa la'a hapara yasa tama'a hawa'a lakan. Wa'ath hakazayar kaya ma'para yasa or yas parasa hawa'a washasai shasai parasa wahara'a gara la'a yagar tama'a hawa'a lakan. All right. Go ahead. Leviticus 11:1. You can read it right here.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth.
Right. So what are we reading here? Yes.
Commandments?
We're going to read the commandments. Yeah, that's true. But what do we? Give me a little bit more.
The dietary commandments?
The dietary law. What you can and can't eat, right?
No.
Now, the Most High could have left you out like a Chinese person. You know, Chinese. I'm not even joking when I say this. Chinese people eat anything.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you should stay away from Chinese food.
Right.
I'm not even like everybody know that. You ain't got to be a Jew to know that. Like they eat. You ever see like them weird YouTube videos or like they'll be eating like stuff? You be like, what is that?
Right.
And they just saucing it up, eating it alive. They eat animals alive. They get a kick out of that.
Right.
But why do they do that? Why do they eat frogs half alive? The frog moving, and it's like, oh, poking it and looking and just eating it while it's alive. The frog is in pain. Go ahead.
Oh, it's not concerned. Because they feel like it's more, how can I say, pure to them. Like it's a holy thing to them.
A holy thing? No, Ramayana.
I would have to say because they have no dietary.
They have no dietary law. Get out of here. That's exactly what it is. They don't have a right from wrong. You get what I'm saying? Everything is whatever you want to do. You get what I'm saying? They're not subject to what we are. Your forefathers made a agreement with the Most High thousands of years ago, and agreed to keeping these laws.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And you're accountable for it.
Right. No.
That's when Moses, what happened? We was like, we will serve the Lord, and Moses sprinkled blood on us, bullock blood on us.
Mm-hmm.
That was what is that? That was like a contract.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Forever.
Right.
So you got to follow the contract. Go
Right.
ahead.
If I could, real quick, right, what you was talking about with the Chinese, right? I don't know if y'all seen Captain Mashak's class the other day, but it was on the news, right, where in Asia, you understand, they made it a law to where they rounding up all the dogs.
No,
Some of the
Korea.
dogs, yeah,
Right.
with all the dogs. Like it's a law that you can no longer have a dog. You understand? And if they catch you with a dog, they're taking that dog. So y'all put two and two together and take a wild guess as to what they doing with them dogs. Just to let y'all know, the reason why they're rounding up all these dogs, because there's a food shortage.
Because there's a food shortage.
Y'all look it up for yourselves. I just seen that the other day and it blew my mind. But that's what's going on out there.
Yeah. And the reason why North Korea is doing that because they don't want aid from America. You get what I'm saying? They
Right.
can easily bow out and be subject to Donald Trump in America, but they'd rather eat dogs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go ahead.
And that's actually real heavy. And I'm not trying to give them heathens no props or nothing like that. What I will say is that's the kind of spirit that we should have, to the point where we shouldn't depend on America for a goddamn thing.
Right.
You understand? They rather stand on their own. And I'm not giving them a pass for eating dog. Y'all know that. What I am saying is though they'll do whatever it takes in order to be independent
Right.
from America, and that's the same spirit that we should have. Not to the point to where we go far left like that, but where we should come amongst our own selves, where we should come home. You get what I'm saying? Because they're relying on each other. You get what I'm saying? Which is the same spirit that we should have.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? But going back to the Asians eat octopus, or heathens, period.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Africans, what they be eating? Rat on a stick. They eat humans.
Yeah. And it's a delicacy to them. That's what's so crazy about it.
they eat people. Now, why shouldn't you eat people? Why shouldn't you eat frog, shrimp, and crawfish? Israel love crawfish. Seafood boils.
Israel love everything we ain't supposed to have.
Pretty much, right? Why? Because of this. So keep reading.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 3. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud, among the beasts, that shall ye eat.
So what does that mean? My spot.
Anything that gets digested twice.
That's true. That's part of it. But break it down for me. Read it again.
Come. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 3. Whatsoever parteth the hoof.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof. What's the hoof?
The foot, whatever.
Yeah, like the foot, right? What does it mean by parteth?
A foot that looks like a V.
Like this, right? Like something like that? All right. So if it has a hoof, you can eat it, right? As long as it has a hoof? No, that was a trick question.
That's right.
Because
he owned it.
what else has this? My spot.
Swine.
A pig. Absolutely. Swine. Go ahead, keep reading.
Come. And is cloven-footed.
And is cloven-footed, which is about the same thing. Go ahead.
And cheweth the cud. Among the
And
beasts.
cheweth the cud. What does that mean? Go ahead.
The digestive system. Somebody that chews on their tongue, and animal that chews on their. It looks like they're chewing on their tongue, but they're really digesting their food twice because they spit it back up and then they chew it again to digest. To make
Okay, yeah, you're going deep though. What is cud?
Not too sure.
Like vegetation. You know what I'm saying? Like, think of how many animals you eat that eat meat. Like, name me some. Chicken? Turkey? Turkey eat meat?
I'm not sure.
We just be eating, man. Hey. What else? Cows? Do cows eat meat? See a pattern? Remind me.
Yeah, lions, tigers, bears. Those animals eat meat.
Do we eat those?
Not wow, you don't eat those.
See what I'm saying? So you see the pattern? Right? We eat things that, because think about it. If an animal that eats meat will eat, okay, there's a law in the Bible that talks about not eating food that's already dead, like roadkill, right? So if you find an animal, let's say you find a baby lamb, a baby goat, whatever, freshly killed, and you just come across like, oh, snap, dinner. No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? White people do that. You can't do that. You know what I mean? So the animal, if an animal that eats meat, say you eat an animal that eats meat, how you know that ain't ate something that was already killed? And then you're going to eat that. Right. You're going to catch something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that saying goes, you are what you eat. And I mean, eating is I don't want to use the word science, but I'll just use it. There's a science to eating. Your body reacts to what you eat. You understand what I'm saying? Like, why do you think our people are number one in high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes? Did it magically just come out of nowhere? What is it? Why is that? Why do we have What is high blood pressure? Tell me, someone break down high blood pressure. Go ahead, Justin.
That's when
And then you wanna.
oh, Salaki, sorry.
Yeah, that's what.
That's when you have a buildup of what it's called in your blood vessels. It's like a fat. It's like a fat in your blood vessels that builds up. It makes it hard. It makes it harder for your heart to pump. So
Okay, but why?
because you're eating stuff that builds fat. It's like eating garbage. Like when it's either going to be clean or it's not clean in your body. Like
Give me an example. What should you avoid if you have high blood pressure?
pork.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But what else? Ramayan.
Salt.
Salt.
Ah,
Is salt a sin?
Uh,
No, salt is not a sin, but too much salt or too much of anything not in moderation can jack you up. You understand? Is drinking a sin? No. Too much alcohol, you get what I mean? You're going to lose focus. Go ahead, Ramayan.
Also trans fats like fried foods.
Fried foods, processed foods, which all contain lots of sodium. Pork contains so much sodium. A slab of pork is like your daily recommended dose of sodium. Just a pork chop. You know what I'm saying? And you eating 3-4 of them, and you taking 3-4 of them to go. You get what I mean? With barbecue. You get what I'm saying? So you doing that every weekend. By the time you're 25, your body gonna respond to it. Like, this is all I know. When you should be eating, you should incorporate more fruits, more vegetables, more water. Drink water. Y'all gonna miss water tonight. You're gonna be like, damn, I need to drink more water. You get what I'm saying? After the Day of Atonement, drink more water. Go ahead.
So like, if I could, who's going through the Day of Atonement yet? Damn, Rob, you the only one, huh? Lord be with y'all.
You can do it.
I mean, it's doable. Like, I'm not saying it's not. My point is saying that the first one is usually the hardest.
Yeah.
But I mean, but we Israel, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing that we can't, you know what I'm saying, conquer. But to the officer's point, you're gonna realize just how much you miss water and just how important water is to you.
Right. They say you need about so much. They try to put a science to it or a number to it. Just drink lots of water. You know what I mean? It's very good for you. It's very good for your skin. You think of Earth. Earth is, they say, 75% water. Your body is made of so much water. Water helps it run. Like, think of yourself as a car, right? You get an oil change. What you gonna put in there? Canola oil? Or what's supposed to go in there? Like, chill. You should chill on the soda too. Soda's not a sin. Soda, ain't nothing wrong with pop every now and then. But too much soda, you know, you can get diabetes from too much sugar. I'm just saying, you want to do it in a balance. You feel me? Like, we talking about the dietary law, but we also talking about health.
Right.
Because that's one of the main reasons why the Most High told you can't eat this and you can't eat this is because of how your body will respond to it. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Justin.
That's like it, sir. I was just gonna say certain sodas are unlawful.
Oh no, yeah, yeah.
But getting into the ingredients of them,
yeah.
Like certain sodas have aborted babies in them.
Okay, okay. I don't know.
That's my company. I work for them.
Have you seen aborted babies in there?
I don't see it, but we have.
I would work there.
we got a contract with Planned Parenthood. Like, we use it for the flavors.
You got a contract with Planned Parenthood? All right, who do you work for?
Pepsi.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't drink Pepsi.
Since like 2017, we had a contract with it, and that's why when you see on Pepsi it says natural flavors. Like, Pepsi's not a fruit. So yeah, it's cannibalism. So
I'm about to.
You can look it up. When you look it up, it'll tell you everything about it. They don't need to hide it.
That's crazy.
No.
They, in a subtle fashion, natural flavors.
Natural flavors.
That's
what
crazy.
That's what they're trying to say.
That's crazy. And you got to watch out for like certain like candies and you know, like gelatin,
gummy bears, and
pork gelatin. You know what I mean?
Right. And if I could, real quick, to the officer's point, that's the thing though. when you going over not Leviticus, Psalms the 83rd chapter, two words that stuck out to me when I first heard it was crafty counsel. You understand? And that right there is a perfect example of crafty counsel.
Mm-hmm.
What you say? Put on again?
Natural flavors.
So when you think natural flavors, the last thing you thinking is aborted babies. You get my point?
Right.
But in their craftiness, they use these words, and then they advertise and they promote it on the commercials during football season or the World Series or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? In a way to where it makes you want it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And that right there is a perfect example. I mean, there's so many of them, but because on topic, that right there is what you would call a perfect example of crafty counsel.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Keep reading that.
Go ahead. If I may. I just wanted to go back to what we were talking about, chewing the cud. So I just want to make sure I understand. An animal that chews the cud is like a grass-fed cow, and those like a grass-fed animal, and those animals that eat grass are the ones that have the two digestive systems.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But like lamb, what does lamb mean?
Grass.
Vegetation. Grass, right? Green. They don't eat, chicken. Now, if you put this is crazy. This is why this man is the devil. If you look on a lot of these farms, they'll force feed cows. Now, a cow, you put it in the space, it's going to eat it if it's the only thing to eat. They'll feed it, candy, chips, you know what I mean? Soda cans. Like they be beating the hell out of the animals. Also, how you kill your animal to eat is a part of our laws as well. Mm-hmm. Like we don't beat the hell out of animal. We get it, it's quick and over with. You get what I'm saying? So with today's society, you might have cows that eat, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? You ever buy like, okay, for example, there's chicken is chicken, right? You would think. But when you go to the grocery store, you have 4 different brands of chicken, but they all different prices. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wait, what's the difference?
Right.
Chicken is chicken. No, it ain't. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
No antibiotics. Okay, this one doesn't say. This one just says, this one says cage free and live the great life chicken. So what was the other chicken? It was miserable and. You know what I mean? If you look at the condition of the chicken, it was. And if you look at how KFC run their chicken farms, oh my goodness, it's evil. The chickens is, broken legs, unattended. They don't see daylight at all. They're just in factories, and that's why KFC is disgusting. It's like, but go ahead.
Another thing.
That's my opinion.
Another thing with those chickens, the way the white man increases his money with these chickens is he shoots them up with steroids to make them twice as big as they naturally are. Mm-hmm. So the price that they would get just from naturally raising a chicken opposed to the amount that they can get from sticking the chicken with steroids and making them grow 3-4 times bigger than what it is, it's like a big profit for them. And when you think about that, they shooting these chickens with all these steroids. Now we're eating these chickens that got steroids. No wonder we're starting to get overweight and it's through those steroids that we're eating through these chickens.
And that's a heavy point, but you see how important that is, though. So, that's why sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes you gotta get all I got is $10.
Right. You
get what I'm saying? I'm hungry. But, sometimes you gotta pay that extra dollar for what's, better. But even that is like, Christ said you shall eat poison to live. So I wouldn't get too bugged out about that, as long as it's a lawful animal. Right. Also with like chicken wings and eggs, like think about how many people there are in the world, how many grocery stores there are in the world, and they putting them chickens to work. They putting them chickens to work. That chicken does not get to sit and warm that egg. They grabbing them eggs. You get what I'm saying? But in our kingdom, we're gonna allow them. You're gonna have chickens. We're gonna eat chicken and lamb and things like that, but they're gonna love to be eaten by us.
Right.
It's an honor. For real though. It'll be an honor to be eaten by a priest.
Yeah, man. If they can talk, man, they be clucking amongst each other like, thank God we ain't never a white man no more. That's what they would be saying if you understood chicken.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
clucking these.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But the thing is though, with the officer saying though, is like super on point though, because when it all comes down to it, man, it all ends up circling back to the hell that we're living in. You get what I'm saying? And the oppression that we're up under. You get what I'm saying? So no matter how much you try to duck the obvious, in some way, shape, or form, it's gonna always go back to us being in captivity. You understand? Because even the goddamn chickens can't even catch a break.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like we see that we kind of making light of it, but the reality of it is, you get what I'm saying? The chickens are even in hell. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so if we sit there talking about these chickens in the hell that they're going through on a much deeper and darker scale, our Mexican babies is going through even worse conditions than that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's just how we have to look at our conditions and look at just how oppressed we are in the society. You get what I'm saying? And that's why, going back to the officer's initial point at the beginning, that's why classes like the Sabbath service is so important. You know what I mean? So that we can come back to our culture, come back to our heritage, you understand? And learn these laws, statutes, and commandments so that we can separate ourselves from these heathens. You get what I'm saying? So that we don't have to live like these chickens is living. You get my
Right.
point?
And get our chicken from them.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because they be doing all kind of things to them animals. I pray you understand.
Yeah,
They do all kind of things to them animals. But go ahead, keep reading that.
Come. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 4. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel.
The camel. You're not supposed to eat camel, right? Who eats camel? Where are camels? Go ahead. You wanna?
Oh, so
This is you know what I mean. You wanna go ahead?
Ishmaelites.
Ishmaelites, okay. Where are camels at? Or what is a camel? I thought you raised your hand. You raised your hand? Go ahead. Go ahead, Justin.
You said
Where are they?
they?
Yeah, where
Are they? They could be located like in Egypt or like Saudi Arabia.
They over in that region, right?
And
You look at a camel. Look at a camel, right? You know what I'm saying? They'll spit in your face with the quickness. You ain't supposed to eat no damn camel, right? But it has a divided hoof. But this is what it's saying you can't eat. Go ahead, keep reading.
Because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof.
He doesn't have a divided hoof, even though he's a herbivore or has a vegetable-based diet. It does not have the divided hoof, so you cannot eat it. Go ahead, keep reading.
He is unclean unto you.
He's unclean unto you. Keep reading.
Verse 5.
Horses. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to eat horses. What other animals?
Giraffe.
No, you can eat giraffe.
Is that right?
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, you can. If I'm not, let me.
I didn't go double check. I remember. Well,
let me
some classes.
Yeah, so like,
let us double check on that one.
Yeah, let me double check on that one.
I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? If I come to one of y'all houses and I see one of the wrong guys to y'all preaching, you understand? I'm tucking tail to get the hell out of there. So lock it. I'll be with them long ass next to y'all face. You understand? Won't be no brontosaurus burgers around here. You understand me? Lock it. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Yeah, I believe so. I'm about 90% sure that they are lawful. Just like deer is lawful.
That I do know.
What else?
What about bison? No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the type of cow. You understand what I'm saying? Like cows come from bison. They're in the same family. What else?
I've heard some good things about that bison. I'd love to try it one day.
It's amazing.
Oh, you had it already.
Yeah. Well, I'm native, so.
Goddamn got eyes. I tell you.
Yeah.
Always flossing.
It's like it's a little bit more. I don't eat it all the time because it's kind of expensive, but it's rich. You can taste it. You know what I mean? Bison tacos and.
We get the point.
Keep it moving. Go ahead, keep reading.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 5. And the coney? And the coney.
What's the coney?
Rabbit. Right?
Yeah, rabbits. You can't eat rabbits. You know, that's why they're so hard to catch, because they ain't supposed to be caught. They ain't supposed to be caught. You know what I mean? You think about it, you know, a lot of things you're not supposed to eat don't want to be eaten. Like, you ever see crabs and they just, you know what I mean? They gonna cluck you.
Right.
You know, I just made that word up, cluck. They gonna cluck you and pinch you and don't eat me.
That's the waving of the arm. That's their way of saying, do not eat me.
Right.
I'm not to be eaten.
And they have poisons in them too.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, why do you think it's so hard to you gotta crack it and it's
Right.
now you ain't supposed to eat that.
Yeah.
People be eating sea urchins.
It's funny, man, that you say that, because when y'all think about when y'all was in the world, you understand, and some of y'all sisters, y'all want to be impressed by some suck ass nigga, so he take you to some seafood restaurant, you understand, and y'all thought y'all was doing a real grande, you understand, with them crab legs, and y'all never stopped to think about how hard y'all was working to get that little ass piece of meat that y'all was still hungry when y'all got done eating. You understand? Think about that shit when y'all went to the seafood buffets and all that. You understand? I was guilty of it too.
Oh, absolutely.
That's one of the reasons why I went to Vegas. It wasn't a gamble.
That's how we can
Go to a
go.
goddamn seafood buffet. Y'all know me. Y'all know, man. I'm gonna keep it all the way with y'all, and that's just the reality of it. But when you think about it, though, you think about how hard you had to work to get to that meat. You know what I'm saying? As a greedy nigga, you should never have to work that hard to get to
Right.
that. And I mean that on multiple levels, but because it's the Sabbath service, I'm gonna keep it at that.
Right. Even in you got the butter. You know what I mean? You got
That too.
the butter
Yeah.
and the biscuits.
All that.
You know what I mean? Gumbo, the corn and potatoes. We speak from experience. Y'all know this. We ain't speaking in a foreign language up here. But it's even better that you turn from it.
Right.
You understand? Because you see that you eat those things, you will feel it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People that eat a lot of seafood
Mm-hmm.
are consistently crab, snow crab, king crab, shrimp. You know, shrimp is part of the roach family.
Right.
What else? Crawfish, clams, oysters. They eat the muscle of the you gotta with the oysters.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
saying.
all those things. Like it's not meant to be eaten.
Yeah.
Chicken is just like lamb is just like
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
the cow is just like you know.
Right. And if I could, like we making light of it to an extent, but the reality of it, the reason why is because of where we are today. So you can look back on some of that stuff and laugh at it because of who you are today.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? And also the fact that the fact that a lot of times we want the things that we want is because the white man put it on a pedestal. You get what I'm saying? Anything that he magnifies makes us want it. Like if you go on YouTube, like there's sisters, unfortunately, there's sisters that got a YouTube channel that get rich off of making videos of themselves eating crab boils,
Right.
or eating gumbo, or whatever the case may be, and people actually watch it. I mean, they got views. Can you imagine if we put that much zeal and effort into watching these classes? You get what I'm saying? Like we make these videos which go to show just how talented we are. If I could real quick, like even on the left hand side, we can take something as simple as a goddamn crab boil and get 100,000 views. You understand? 150,000 views.
Million.
You get what I'm saying? Right. You understand? Okay. I ain't gonna go to there because she's a sister, but my point is, you know what I mean? Like you know, our oppressors are willing to pay our sisters to sell themselves out to make a buck in order for you to destroy yourself. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what this captivity is all about, to keep us as lost, confused, and destroyed as possible. You understand?
Absolutely. And also, there used to be a point where they used to have to force us to eat these things. You
Right.
understand? Like they used to, when we was on the cargo slave ships, what used to happen? When we were on those cargo slave ships, you can imagine. Of course, we were, damn near naked, and packed like sardines. Like really, you ever had a can of sardines? Like packed like that, body to body. You can get up and I gotta use the restroom.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You was using it on your neighbor.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Both, 1 and 2.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? But what was you eating them? You didn't have, oh, it's lunchtime, it's time for dinner. Go ahead, my spot.
They used to get our teeth out and put that funnel in our mouth just to make us eat.
They used to chisel your teeth out. Because a lot of us was refusing to eat.
Right.
Like, we're not eating that.
Right.
And they'd chisel your teeth out. It'll be like 3 Edomites holding you down, force feeding you. What they give you in slavery? What they give us?
They give you like the bowels of the pig,
Which was what?
like it's like intestines and
Which is what?
swine.
Which is
I'm sorry.
nah. What's the fun? Kapar. Chillin'. Chillin'. You heard me. Chillin'. I'm not saying.
Right.
You was right, but I want you to say it.
It wasn't that long ago.
Right? Chillin'. Everybody know chillins smell like Satan.
Right. Man, hey, if I could real quick, and what the brothers bringing out, and as far as like our captivity, it's sad as hell, and it really should piss you off, right? And what I will say in the midst of that, it just goes to show you how weak we are as a nation today, and I'm saying that because during the time when we was at our work, when we was in our worstest conditions, crammed up on them slave ships, but we still had enough spirit and enough zeal to resist the food to the point to where they literally had to knock our teeth out and force a funnel in our mouths and force us to eat that food. Whereas today, if they doing a 2-for-1 up the street, you there. You know what I'm saying? If they doing some kind of special, you understand? Like y'all fighting each other to get to the front of the line because let the McRib come back.
Right.
You get my point, or just let it be a 2-for-5 on any of that. You get what I'm saying? If Red Lobster did an all-you-can-eat shrimp fest right now, you get my point. You gonna when you look at the line that's gonna be around the corner, it's gonna be Israel.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? We're running to the same things that our forefathers and foremothers ran away from. You get what I'm saying? Which goes to show you two things: one, how destroyed we are in 2020, and it also goes to show you how strong our forefathers and foremothers were at that time. And that's the spirit that we need to be in. We need to garner up that strength. You know what I'm saying?
Slaki, I just want to add to that, especially to what Officer Thabawan was saying about how they used to pack us in like sardines, and we used to urinate and, defecate all over each other, and, have bowel movements right next to each other. I mean, if you could just imagine how inhumane that is.
Right.
With all the diseases, people are smelling that now, they're throwing up. Defecating, and then they got the women that's laying there. They come on their menstrual cycles and they're just bleeding all over everybody. It's just right there. So just imagine the stench and the diseases and the bacteria that's just floating around in there. But we're still surviving through that shit.
Right. And they want to talk about coronavirus.
Right.
Like you imagine the disease in there, 10 times worse.
Yeah.
We was dying in there. You know what I mean? Like they will get so many captured slaves on a ship, knowing that all of them weren't going to survive, crossing the Atlantic, and then on those ships that they used to, there was a trail. There's a trail of sharks to this day that follows the same trail because they're expecting food. You get what I'm saying? They expected because we was jumping off those ships too with our children. Yeah. You get what I mean? A lot of us was jumping off them ships like the hell with that. You know what I mean? They was treating us like. I can't even compare it to anything. I can't say dogs because you kill a dog, that's a felony. A police dog, that's a felony.
You're going to get more time for killing a dog than you will for killing a black woman.
Oh, that's exactly.
I mean, just think about it on that level. You know what I mean? Like listen, man. I mean, we can sit here all day and just hammer home the point of us being in captivity. You get what I'm saying? That's why, again, these laws are so important. And some people minimize, it's just some shrimp. You know what I'm saying? It's just a piece of bacon. You know what I mean? And in the midst of that, in the midst of your selfishness, you're forgetting or pissing on the graves of your forefathers and your foremothers, and that's a disgraceful thing to do.
Absolutely.
Right.
And also, you eat pork. I got you right, man. When you eat pork, you look at the brains of people that eat pork. What they be having in them after so many years of eating pork? Good part.
Sometimes they have like parasites in it.
Parasites, tapeworms.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like long, like this long. I'm not even exaggerating. And they taking them out by the, 50 bunches and bundles of tapeworms.
Right.
Go ahead.
And also that's the thing though, right? Like that's what makes the Most High. That's one of the many things that makes the Most High perfect. You get my point? As to why he told us not to eat a pig, right? But take the law out of it for a second. Just look into a pig itself.
Right, exactly.
Just on that alone, you shouldn't want to eat a pig just because of how disgusting that animal is. You get my point?
It'll eat its own. We're gonna read it. Keep reading.
God.
Oh, Ramaya, you wanted to say something?
I just wanted to make a rhetorical question about
Yeah,
the animals. They treated blacks on these slave ships worse, or did they treat the blacks worse than they treated animals?
Oh yeah.
It seems like we were treated worse than just pigs and in the bucket.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. Go ahead. Keep reading now.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 5. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof.
What's the coney? Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
The rabbit.
It's a family of rabbits, right? Go ahead. You have different breeds of rabbits. All of them. Go ahead.
He is unclean unto you.
Uh-huh.
Verse 6. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but
read that again.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 6. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof.
What is that?
Watch your pot.
Got another family of the rabbits, like the bunny.
Yeah, kind of. They said that the animal is extinct, but that family of rabbits we don't eat. We don't eat rabbits. And you look at a lot of the foods you don't eat, they eat each other. You know what I mean? Like hyenas, wolves eat rabbits. You know what I mean? Foxes, you don't eat foxes. You know what I mean? Go ahead. You was gonna say something?
You answered. I was about to ask, like, what would the fox be under?
What would the fox be under? Okay, the four-legged beast. We'll have to read it. We're gonna read it. I don't want to jump ahead. We'll read it. Go ahead, Justin.
Like, sir, I'm trying to figure out what animal is like a hare but has a hoof.
You look at look at the paws of a rabbit. That's why they said this animal is most likely extinct. Like if you look it up in the definition, it says like this animal most likely is extinct.
Okay.
But throughout the years, animals, I don't want to say mutated, but like they changed due to climate. What's the word? Climate.
No, climate.
Climate. So like it. Weather, their geographic location may have changed. Like you all got all kinds of different types of ducks. All those types of ducks wasn't on the ark. You know what I'm saying? It was one family of ducks. It was one family of bison. And then that because they grew up in a different region, now you get cows and bulls. They don't grow the fur all over. It's like that with all animals. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say breeding.
Breeding.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah. You get what I mean? Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 6. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. Verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof.
They would compare a hare to like a jackrabbit. Because you got different, like I said, it's all kinds of rabbits. Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof.
And the swine, which is the pig, go ahead.
though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
Keep reading.
Verse 8, of their flesh shall ye not eat.
Of their flesh shall you not eat. So that means any part of the pig, you ain't supposed to touch a pig's carcass. You get what I'm saying? Can you have them for their job on your farm? What is a pig's job? Because everything has a purpose. The Bible tells you, say not why this thing is, because it has a purpose. That's in the Apocrypha. So what is a pig's purpose, brother? Young brother.
Eat everything?
Yeah. You wanted to try? Kapar.
Eat trash.
Okay. What would you call that though?
Like disposables. I mean,
That's true. Ramayana.
I was going to say dispose of all the waste.
That's true, but what would that make that animal?
A garbage disposal.
I mean, you're right. I mean, that's pretty much what it's doing. It's taking out all the trash for you.
But there's a term for it. Mashpat.
Unclean.
That's true. What is, okay, pigs eat their own, what do they call them? Piglets? They eat trash, they eat anything. They'll keep your farm clean. The same thing a catfish should do. Catfish do what? Catfish in them rivers, if they didn't eat the, I got you. If they didn't eat those catfish, and if they didn't, catfish are natural. When you get a fish tank, man, what is it called? What is it called? You got to get something to keep the tank clean.
algae.
Nah, a filter.
Okay. Okay, come.
So what is, like, if you left the catfish in the rivers, you damn near be able to drink out of the rivers again, because they are filtering the dirty water. Also, they took all the gold and silver out of the water, which purified the water, because natives and Hispanics used to drink straight from the river. We didn't have Stetter Brothers in 1492. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went to the local river, you know what I mean? And that was that. But now that they took all the purifying agents out of our waters, like from March, a couple months after March this year, the water was a lot cleaner. Why? Because it wasn't out there able to go and do normal business and get all the crab and shrimp and catfish and things like that. And shrimp cleans as well. You get what I'm saying? So if it's doing all that cleaning, what would that make it? You ever seen a vacuum that you ain't clean? And like, why the vacuum ain't working? Man, I just bought this. Because then it's dirty. All that dirt in there. Catfish don't have fins. It has no cleaning. Like, it's taking all that in and you eat it. But a scavenger. That's what it is. They just eat anything. Dead, alive, tires. They eat it. You get what I mean? And then you eat that. So you gotta, I know we're talking about the law, but try and be a little bit more conscious as to what you put in your body. Just because it's lawful, how much should you eat? You understand? How much chicken can you eat? You eat nothing but meat, I mean, you're gonna mess up your nerves. You get what I'm saying? Think about how that animal died. A lot of them steaks, like they killed that cow and it died in shock. So it's meat, the meat of it, like, you know what I mean? And you're eating that. You're eating shocked beef. There's nothing wrong with eating beef, but you eat that all the time. You wonder why, you get anxious all the time. Implement some fruits and vegetables in your diet. Water. You understand? Like I said, it's not a sin to drink soda except Pepsi. No, yeah. We're gonna dig into that. But certain, you gotta look at the ingredients. It's not a sin to eat chips and everything like that, but moderation. You're gonna be moderate. You know what I mean? You want to get you like who's heard of elderberry? We coming into that season of where you might start getting the sniffles, catch a cold. What would you need to build to counter that?
Your immune system.
Your immune. I'm so good at system, right? Your immune system. Your immune system. Elderberry is good for that. You get what I'm saying? Elderberry is real good for your immune system. You go to a local vitamin shop, take your vitamins. but you naturally in vegetables and fruits there's vitamins provided. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, you just want to be real, because the scriptures say what in Corinthians about your body. We bring this out about smoking weed and doing drugs.
That your body is a temple?
That your body is a temple. Right? Now, we bring that out about smoking weed, but really, you're supposed to take care of your body, period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to live, but you can literally die by not eating right.
Right.
High blood pressure is a silent killer. Sodium, you know what I mean? Sodium is a silent assassin, they say. That's amongst doctors. If you ignore the signs, you got high blood pressure, you like, man, I'm gonna raise it up. Every day, you're eventually killing yourself. Straight up. You're killing yourself. So I mean, we're pretty clear on that. Next week we're gonna go to the next 7 verses. Any questions on as far as the dietary law or anything? All right, so give me 3 fish that you can't eat. It's going to touch in the next week. Go ahead. Give me one. You give me one.
Catfish.
Ooh-wee. No, you can't eat catfish. Right? Tilapia. Get up with the hand.
That's right.
Tilapia. You give you tilapia. Kafar. Trout. Salmon. Right?
Oh, I was going to say that.
Salmon is amazing. Mashpat. Red snapper is amazing. Shut her up.
I've never heard of it before, but croakers and porgies. Clean.
I've never heard of that.
Never heard it before, but it's croakers and porgies.
What is that? Like
Fish.
No, like what it look like?
Like a regular fish that swims through with scales and fins.
Croakers and
Croakers and porgies.
I'm gonna Google that.
Yeah, Google it. They're from back east.
Okay.
That explains a lot.
How you spell it?
Crockers.
He said croakies. He said
Croakers.
croakers. Salakia. Croakers fish.
Yeah.
Okay, Muslim Christ. Ramaya.
I was gonna say maybe cod.
Cod. Right. But a lot of time you gotta be careful with them fish sticks too, because it's a blend of fishes. So you know, I think if it says cod or Alaskan pollock, you should be good. But a lot of times it'll say a blend of fish, so you don't know what it is really. Go ahead, Justin.
Also, like it, sir, I was gonna say also you gotta be careful with salmon now too, because it's like.
I ain't heard this.
From now on, just eat lettuce. Eat lettuce, drink water, and that's that. Because this cat right here.
Oh my goodness.
They're breeding it with another fish. It's like a GMO thing. They're trying to get it to breed faster. Of course. So they're mixing it with another. I'm just.
Well, no. That's very true though. I mean, the scriptures say that you shall eat your food defiled among the heathen. So you can't really get down to all the science of, you know, what they do. I mean, every piece of chicken you eating, you know what I mean? Like, was it found dead or not? You don't know.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
it's finger looking good, huh?
right. So just try to. If it's lawful, it's lawful. You don't want to be righteous over much, but if you know it's something you're not supposed to be eating, don't eat it. Obviously, you know what I mean. So is that all? Any other questions? All right, next week we're gonna go over to the what you can and can't eat out of the ocean, out of the rivers and lakes and things like that.
Right.
This week was more so dry land. There's no questions.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I know personally. Well, I see a lot of people debating about the tuna.
Tuna is
I don't
unlawful.
eat tuna anymore, but I see a lot of people still debating about tuna.
Yeah, tuna is unlawful. Tuna is unlawful. Why?
I know.
If you had a microscope, you will barely see fins on the tuna. Right?
Right.
You would, right? But did Moses have that?
Wow.
Moses didn't have that. So he didn't deem it clean. He deemed it unclean.
Right.
Fake Israelites eat tuna and they're eating pork basically. You understand? So, all right. So we're gonna stand. It's the brothers up here. Time sec. We're just gonna throw up the Lord's Prayer. Can you blow that horn out for me? That's what. Let me get one in there. Right. And then everybody can rise or stand and face the east. I'm not for dumb. Sorry. You just face the east. All right. So this is gonna be this is the Lord's Prayer. All right. Abano, Bashamayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemkah, Yahweh, Malakwatha, Baba'ah, Ratazakah, Hayah, Aisha, Baratza, Kawak, Hayah, Bashamayim, Dunlanau, Kum, Kor, Asalak Lanau, Kawawak now, Asalak now, Kawaki now, Ala'ah, Abiyah now. Messiah one. Oh, I was shy now. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Malakwa. Allah. The power. William.
We'll do the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
I'm sorry. Shadrach, you part of class? You just salute up.
Men of Israel, we're going to give the teachers a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amijah Shabbat, Amijah, Barak. Men of Israel, face the sisters. Sorry. This is right. Men of Israel, Amijah Shabbat, Amijah, Barak. Yaginatah, dismissed.
Somebody.